We are here at Microsoft Ignite, and with me today is Hasain AlShakarti from TrueSec. Welcome, Hasain.
Thank you.
Let's first introduce ourselves to the public. What are you doing at TrueSec?
I'm a senior cybersecurity advisor, if you want to have the official title. I would say security everything. I've been working with everything ranging from secure development, penetration testing, security assessments, like for almost 24 years now. So tearing it down and turning it into pieces and then resembling it again and building it up, that's the thing I think most constructive and the thing I'm looking for.
So our subject for today is red teaming. Tell me, what does red teaming actually mean?
Yeah, in the industry there are a lot of terms. So this all started once upon a time with doing penetration testing, so security assessments, penetration testing, and then just acting like the bad guys. So you're getting access to the system, and then you have your whatever you want to do. All the tools are available, etc., just to break into that system, breach in. So find the weak spots, find the weak links, and it could be anything, like both technical and non-technical aspects. So classic penetration testing is always time limited and resource limited.
Yeah.
So you don't have all the time, like to write a real attack in the real world. So you have to do an assignment like within 20, 40, 80 hours, maybe 160, then you should be done, right? So it's really unfair. It's really not gonna give you the real picture, whether you're vulnerable or not. So the red teaming is quite different because you will get much more of the time resource. So a classic red team assignment will vary for like 3 to 4 months. So there will be a team of 3, 4, 5 people maybe working on that assignment for that time period. Doesn't mean that they are working full time on that. There will be reconnaissance, planning, there will be putting together the things to be executed, and then there will be an execution, and then looking for reaching to the high value targets defined by the customer. And most of the times all kind of aspects are included, so starting from social engineering, ending up into hacking into systems and fighting maybe vulnerabilities.
So can I summarize, red teaming is like doing penetration testing with almost unlimited resources?
Yeah, it's almost like it's done in the wild, right? So with the concept of red teaming, there is actually a blue teaming concept, which is you should have another team looking for trying to discover the red team. Whatever the red team does should be possible to see or discovered by the blue team, right? So the ones breaks in, the other one try to defend. So we don't always have a blue team on the other side. Okay.
It's almost like a game.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry, one chasing the other and trying to catch up.
Right.
Well, you doing this as your daily job must be quite exciting. Can you share an example of how this worked out? I can imagine that certain companies are not quite happy with the outcome of what you do with the red team.
Yeah. Actually, as a matter of fact, during this week, we're just about to finish a red team we're doing. Speaking what we used to do, not necessarily this assignment, we used a whole lot of reconnaissance, just looking at social media, looking at the company's websites, trying to see and understand who are the people involved in there. Are there any individuals we can approach? Like, just go register LinkedIn accounts and claim you are part of that company, and then get your connections going with those people. And the more connection, the easier it is to get even more connections, right?
True.
And then you can start approaching, I'm new at my job, I wonder how that works, how this thing flies, etc. So you will start getting a whole lot of information for free. And then from there you will start like getting a sense, an idea about who are the important individuals to target at. So usually the next step will be a spear phishing. That used to be actually a very a good step to take, so because we know the response rate is something definitely above 50%, at least based on our experience from red teaming this far.
That is a lot, 50%.
Yeah, we are, in some cases, we've had up to 80-90%. So people were willing to call us, believing that we're part of that company. We're like IT services, and they call us and they follow our instruction. Okay, please go to this website. Please download that thing, binary. And when you double click it or you open that Word document, it says there is a macro. Please click enable macros. And then you will see the new look and feel for our new document standard. You're helping out. I can just share with you a particular one. We sent out an email targeting a couple of people like Friday afternoon. So the email kind of read like, we have a situation, we need to get access to your computers because we missed out on them when we did the assessment on everybody else. So you're the two ones left out there. Please help out because the report is on the way. We need to present that report for upper management on Monday. So one of the guys that's where one of the guys actually called us and followed the instructions, and we got our agent installed on that computer, and we were going from there.
It's almost a script for a movie.
Yeah, it's quite piece of fun when you actually do it. So there are different challenges where sometimes we've been kicked out 3 or 4 times, but every time we try, we do have a sense of what's going to be done next time. So even though we got something to execute like for a few minutes, we know that next time we got something to execute, we need to do the next step. So first, like enumerate everything in Active Directory if we know that this is a Windows environment. So just as you get something executing, let's enumerate all users in group. So now we have them. Let's enumerate all the computers. Let's see who's using what computer. So even though we kicked out 3 or 4 times, every time we're in, we get a new set of information to fill in the gap for the next step, right? And then we continue that way. So it's all about persistency as well. The time frames allows for that type of persistency, right? So you keep going, you keep knocking that door until it's open.
Until somebody opens. And do you ever fail with the red teaming assignments?
We've been doing this for a number of years now. We so far haven't failed yet.
So
it is scary. It's fun for us, but it's definitely scary because customers, well, look at it from the perspective that there are a lot of legacy systems, like customer systems. Like a big enterprise will have a whole bunch of legacy systems. They are not there with the security investments. Everything we hear now at Ignite, it's perfect, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. So if every enterprise actually had an endpoint protection like Windows Defender ATP, we would have very difficult time to proceed with our activities. But they are not there. Luckily, I would say, yeah, quote, they are not there. So we can run whatever we want to. We know how to avoid. There are methods to avoid detection, antivirus, etc. As a matter of fact, every time we have an assignment, we are actually compiling new things, putting together new things, new unseen, because we know the things we run with the former customer or former assignment, they are already seen and they will be detected for sure. So we have to sit there and prepare new tools to send them out. So we did that actually just before summer for the assignment that we were performing. So I put together with my colleague Fabio Vigiani, we put together an awesome command and control center and agent system that uses the OCSP protocol, for instance, to communicate forth and back with commands and responses to the command and control center. So if you look at it, it looks like, oh, somebody is looking up a certificate status, and then, well, okay, deal, that's legit. So it's like just trying to use all different means of possible communications to get away with what you want to do.
You must look as a normal operation Actually, you're doing normal operation, but with malicious content intent.
Exactly, that's right. That's we need to adjust our moves so they are not drawing too much attention. They are not creating too much noise. So one of the cases that we had actually at the customer system, they just implemented the ATA, which is supposed to detect malicious activities, right? So we figured out that, and then we were very careful not doing anything related to any higher privilege like accounts in Active Directory unless we are on the domain admin machine. So if you do it from the domain admin machine, it's considered to be legal, right? So just adjusting your steps. So their pain point was that you could actually get to the domain admin machine from anywhere on the network. Over the network, you could just approach and log in and access that machine. And once you're there, you were expected to be able to perform whatever domain admin will perform. So there was no anomaly to be detected.
Although those are terrific stories to tell, especially at conferences like this.
Yeah.
What was actually your session that you presented here?
Well, I had a talk about the current situation with passwords. We all know all the stories about phishing, spear phishing, the easiness, how you can easily pick people's brain and figure out what their passwords are. If you're just doing that step by step and carefully, then it's almost not that very difficult to get it. Our experience in doing spear phishing and phishing, it's very easy. People tend to give away their usernames and password extremely easy. So if you just can make them relate to the material you're sending to them. We're not doing any classic scam emails or phishing emails. Okay, this is from your IT department. We are testing a new system relating to some other systems we've got knowledge about by approaching other people. So it's the social engineering part together with the phishing part that makes a success. And so I was talking about that, and we looked at possible solutions. What do we have in the platform today that can help us get better? So fix some of these problems, and then the future where we have the passwordless type of setting that it would be possible or has just been made possible, at least with the Authenticator application, right? And then we'd expect it to be more available with the security keys, the FIDO 2.0 devices, and then the web authentication protocol as well.
The end of the password, well, that might mean that security will get better in the end.
It sure does, yes. So we should get a better chance to safeguard our identities. But once again, this is brand new things. This is applicable on cloud-based systems. It's going to be applicable somehow, somewhere on on-premises system. But what about the legacy system? Yeah.
In fact, the legacy will be the weakest link for a long time to come. I think that's a good message for the end of this episode.
Absolutely.
Hasain, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
And I hope to see you back very soon.
Sure. Thank you, guys.